Alright, so before we start this video, I want to address one thing. And that is that I've noticed in my last video that a few of you weren't too happy with how I went about titling my video, and felt like I was telling you how to think or what to do with your money. When I title my videos, I use hyperbole like any other YouTuber, but my videos are my way of expressing my opinions and thoughts to you guys, and by no means do you need to do what I say or agree with me, and I appreciate anyone that expresses their own opinions and thoughts respectfully. Moving forward, I'll try to make things a lot more clear to you guys so you don't feel as though I'm forcing my opinions onto you. And I appreciate the criticism because it only helps me improve my content for you all. And seriously, thank you guys again. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, enjoy the video. Well, as you guys could probably tell by now, since most of you guys have the date November 16th tattooed on your forehead... No? Just me? Well, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are literally less than a week away from launch now, and words cannot describe how hyped I am for these games. Tattoo on forehead. So to keep my excitement from bursting out of my body, I decided to finally do a video talking about what Pokemon team I'm going to be using for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. But I do have a few ground rules for this video though. Since these games are a lot less of a challenge than previous installments, I'm going to be constructing my team with a very casual mindset. Meaning it's not going to be the best competitively structured team, and I don't mean that lightly. This is because I want to try Pokemon I've rarely or never used before, since this is more of a casual kind of game. So without further ado, I present you guys with my team for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started. Well, I guess the most important Pokemon to talk about right off the bat probably has to be the starter Pokemon. Now, of course, the starter you end up getting in the games varies between which version of Let's Go you pick. Let's Go Eevee, unsurprisingly, gives you Eevee, and Let's Go Pikachu gives you, well, Pikachu.
Really?
Now for me personally, it was kind of a no-brainer which starter I wanted to choose, and it has to be the face of the franchise, Pikachu. Don't get me wrong, I love Eevee and everything that comes with it, except for Batty-Bat, that's like the dumbest move ever created. But I just feel a greater kinship with Pikachu. I always loved watching Ash's Pikachu kick ass in the anime, and personally I think Pikachu's design is just a little bit better than Eevee's. To me, it's also a much stronger choice for battle as well, simply because of the fact that electric typing is better than normal. And when it comes to stats, having a better speed stat, especially for a pre-evolution to me, is a lot more important than Eevee's base 55 all around. Plus, Pikachu and Eevee pretty much have the same attack stats, so the only thing I'm losing out on is defense and HP, and I don't really expect either one of them, a pre-evolution, to eat up hits that well. Aside from that though, taking a look at these new exclusive moves for these Pokemon, I gotta say I'm much more interested in seeing Pikachu's than Eevee's. Splishy Splash and Floaty Fall are the highlights among them. All in all though, I just can't wait to make Pikachu look like Coconut Head, because that's the real reason why I'm getting this Pokemon. Alright, this next Pokemon is going to be the one and only Pokemon I've ever used more than once on this team, but I really just had to include it simply because of the fact that it means so much to me. That's right, I'm of course talking about the mascot of my channel, Charizard. I mean, come on, did you seriously think I was going to do a My Team video for a Kanto game and not put Charizard in my squad? You would have to be smoking something to think otherwise. But you pretty much know the drill here from some of my past uploads. I've loved this Pokemon for a very long time, and my most fondest memories of Pokemon come from this amazing creature. From the anime to grinding in Fire Red, and especially seeing Megazard Y for the first time, all of it was just awesome. I'm not going to go into too much detail since I've already beaten the love I have for Charizard to death now, so if you want to hear a more in-depth explanation as to why I like this Pokemon, I'll have a link in the top right corner. But as it pertains to what Let's Go brings to the table, I have to say the biggest reason that just 100% solidified Charizard's spot on my team has to be the returning feature of Pokemon following you around. Having the option to experience a decently scaled to size Charizard with the graphics that Let's Go has is something I just can't pass up. Plus, you can frickin' ride a Charizard. It's pretty lit. But I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of whether or not I want to diversify my team and try new Pokemon, whenever there's a chance to put my freaking mascot on my team without trading, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so now we're finally starting to get into the territory where I'm going to be a little bit more experimental with the team. Now you may see this as kind of a dumb choice to make, considering this next Pokemon is a mythical, but god damn it, when there's only one new Pokemon added to these games, my mind is just too curious to say no. So yes, while Melmetal will undoubtedly have some very strong stats and be a bit overpowered, especially for an easier game like Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, passing up on the opportunity to try out a new Pokemon is just something I don't do. Plus, with all of the videos I've done talking about how much I love this little pre-evolution, I kind of have to try this thing out either way. But going with Melmetal as a team member does come with some risks though, since we don't really know anything about this Pokemon, besides of course its one move being Double Iron Bash. Evolving the thing might also be a bit of a pain in the ass, considering you need 400 Meltan candies in Pokemon Go. But having the all-important Steel as its typing pretty much calms all those worries to me, simply because of the fact that it comes with so many resistances. And I mean, it's a mythical, so I'm almost positive that this Pokemon is going to be strong in battle. So sure, there are some risks I'm taking bringing the Hexnut Pokemon to the team, but to me, those risks are very small and the reward is just too good to pass up. A couple months ago, I made some videos talking about how Weezing is probably my favorite poison-type Pokemon. And while yes, that is in fact true, I actually haven't really used him that much. Now it may sound a little weird to say a Pokemon is one of your favorites when you really never used one on your team, but I like this Pokemon for other reasons besides battling. Whether it be its role in the anime, its amazing shiny, or the fact that it reminds me so much of home. I will admit though, I really should try and use Weezing on a team because it could provide me with another reason to love this Pokemon. So I had a free spot open on my team and I could use the bit of diversity in its typing, so I thought, it, let's add him to the team. And that's basically the main reasoning as to why I added Weezing to the team, because as far as everything else goes, it doesn't really serve a good purpose battle-wise on the team. In fact, it kind of hurts me. Fairy and Grass types, which are the two types Weezing is strong against, were never really going to be a problem for this team, because I already have Charizard and Melmetal to take care of them. And as for resistances, those two can also handle all of them. And since abilities are a non-factor in this game, Levitate won't be there to save Weezing from ground type attacks, so that adds now 3 Pokemon on my team weak to that typing. So in reality, it's kind of a burden to add this Pokemon to the team, but like I said before, I really don't care about having the best battle-ready team. More so just going for a team I would personally have fun with. And with all of the points I've listed in the beginning of this section, I really couldn't bring myself to not put Weezing on the team, regardless of the red flags in battle. Now, while yes, I wanted to go about making my team being a bit more carefree than I usually am, I still do want to at least have somewhat of a well-rounded team. So that means I need something to take care of that ground type issue, and for me personally, you guys know I rock with the fire, water, and grass core, but since I have Pikachu, it's now more like a fire, water, electric core. Water is honestly a must-have part of the team, simply because of how useful of a typing it is. It's very strong, has great resistances, and only 2 weaknesses to electric and grass. The problem here though is that most of the water types in this gen I've already used extensively, and the few I haven't used are just unappealing to me. All except for one though, because weirdly enough I've never used Cloyster on a team, and I actually really like this Pokemon. I think the reason I steered clear from this Pokemon is probably because of the fact that it also carries the ice typing, which we all know is just a very bad type. But since again, I'm going to be a bit more casual through this run, I thought it could finally be the time I give Cloyster the shot it deserves. I mean, stat-wise, Cloyster's got a lot of positives to take away here, like base 95 attack, 180 defense, and speed I can work with. Especially if it can get access to Shell Smash, I think this boy is going to be very useful on the team. Not only that though, but design-wise, I really am a big fan of the entire line. From Shellder looking absolutely adorable to Cloyster looking a lot more intimidating. And also, like, some other things. But anyway, Cloyster overall just looks like a great Pokemon, and I honestly can't wait to use this thing. And finally, with the last slot on my team, it actually comes as a surprise to me how I've never used this Pokemon on a team. Rhydon, which, fun fact, was the first Pokemon ever created, is a Pokemon I always viewed as super badass and strong, which is something I always looked for in a team member. And looking back on my Pokemon journey, I really don't understand why I've never actually used one. Maybe it's because I don't like Rhyperior, but either way, I feel like Rhydon is a Pokemon everyone should try at least some point in their journey, right? So why not with Pokemon Let's Go? Here I don't need to choose between keeping its awesome design or making it look dumb but also having better stats, so that crisis is averted. And as far as team comp goes, well, adding this along with Cloyster and Melmetal makes me a little worried about fighting types, but then again, we do have Charizard to take care of that problem. On a more positive note though, Rhydon does provide some good coverage for threatening types like Rock and Electric, which 2 of my Pokemon are weak to. And stat-wise, it can still hit like a freaking truck. Base 130 attack, while not as good as Rhyperior's, still is sufficient enough to get the job done. Sure, at the end of the day, a team like this definitely has its weaknesses, and it's going to make things a bit more of a challenge, especially with Bruno. But when looking at it through the lens of a casual player, I just want to use Pokemon that I like rather than trying to fit a system. And well, with these 6 Pokemon, I really feel like I've accomplished that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and become an Eryizo today. If you want to check out the previous video I did, be sure to click the annotation on the left. If you want to see more Pokemon Let's Go videos, click the other annotation on the right. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.